Wolf bitches! Haven't said that in ages. So, hi, welcome everybody. This is the aftermath of JoeyCon. I recently just did an online convention. It was very awesome and very successful. My main reason for making this JoeyCon was to get people out of this, downtime where everybody's, during the pandemic, everyone's freaking out, everyone's depressed, and every convention is getting canceled left and right. So I'm like, we all gotta do something now, and I am so grateful for everyone that was part of it. So thank you. And I did a panel recently there. It's about depression and the pandemic and everything going on. And I wanted to record the panel, but it was hard to do so while managing the server and everything. So I decided to record it and redo it for you guys on here. So I will start doing that. So, for somebody who has suffered through depression and anxiety most of my life, during this pandemic, it definitely didn't help. And one of the biggest things you have to worry about is making sure you do self care and health. And when everyone crazy shopping and buying everything on the internet and everything they can find, everything was sold out. So I pretty much was like buying slops all over because I could barely have like good food. So that's fun. Um, Sorry. I'm trying my best to keep this video raw where I don't have to edit it because I am kind of lazy today. I had a really, really big weekend, so I'm super tired. So I'm trying to, like, not make any mistakes. So if I say something dumb, I'm just gonna keep it on the video. I'm gonna go down the list on a few things that was helped me with my depression, especially during times like this. The first one is medication. I personally take Xanax. I take it as needed, and I try to not fully depend on just medication. But for those who do need medication, don't just like not take it for just because yeah. Talk to your doctor, your professionalist. If you want to continue to, maybe there's a balance because sometimes to find the perfect medication can be hard because everyone is different, and that's okay. Let me fix this because I don't like how this camera is so low right now, and I'm kind of like looking like a turtle and shit. So one sec, one sec. Can you raw joy right now? Okay. Oh god. Oh god. If you can only see how my desk looks, it's a mess. I've got like bowls of nuts and shit. I don't know. But anyway, that's a little better. I'm like, okay. One thing that has helped me so much is acupuncture. Um, Acupuncture, I started going for just pains in my back, so I get bad backaches too. And I didn't know that it's used for anxiety and depression. I had never even thought about it. And they actually put some points in my chest area where my heart is. And let me tell you, when a needle went on that area, I started crying like crazy. Like I'm like controllably crying, like like just watching the anime Violet Evergreen crying. Like that's how much I was crying. And even after the session was over, I was very emotional for like 2 days. But that's good though because I wanted to mention that crying does not make you weak. Crying is probably one of the best things you can do for your self care. Just to kind of have a day to just let it out and just let it out. It's just like the movie Inside Out, where that one girl, the sad girl, she was trying to be part of, the emotions, and they wouldn't let her because like, we don't need her to be sad. You go away. We don't need her to be sad. But near the end, she was a really important role because without her, the girl felt numb. She wasn't letting it out. She was keeping it in. So, crying is a very important tool to use to let things out because I guarantee you the longer you hold it in, the worse it's gonna get. And that's really bad for your health. Nature is also a very positive thing. I am a very spiritual person when it comes to nature and animals. I recently started getting into crystals, and I sort of identify myself as more towards Druidism, kind of like a Christian Druid. Not to get into religion right now, but that's just the balance that I use for both of them, and I feel like it's the right one for me. I'm very in tune with nature, and I really enjoy that. So getting away from everything and just going a walk in the park, going to the lake or ocean, and just looking at everything, because nature is also energy, just like how we are. To me, nature and trees, they're alive as we are. And it's amazing how trees help us breathe with oxygen, and we help them as well. And it's like we're all intertwined. So that was kind of cool. A self-care advice might say is be very, very careful what you watch on YouTube. Especially now these days, there's a lot of negativity going on with YouTube, with the news going on. But even before that, I want to mention that there's some YouTubers that not gonna mention any names because I don't want to be that person. But there's a lot of YouTube channels that can be very negative, and it's okay to like every now and then get the scoop on what's going on, wanting to see what the tea is, and that's fine. But when you're constantly looking and searching for those kind of videos and that's all you watch, that's gonna get to you. That's gonna make you like lose faith in humanity. And that's how I was. Like, for example, I was very obsessed for some time watching crime scene videos of like cold cases, and they talk about like the FBI and the DNAs, and I love that stuff. It's so fascinating. But then they talk about like the story about how this person died horribly in their life, and they interview the family crying. I'm like, oh man, that gets to you. Like, here and there I'll watch an episode of it, but I don't want to like drown myself in that negativity because it does get to you. And it's kind of sad because usually those videos sometimes make a lot of views. I know there's one girl who has a very small YouTube channel. She has like maybe, I don't know, like 400 subscribers. She wasn't doing it for like a career. She was doing it for fun. But she would share like her paintings, and they look really good paintings. And I'm like, wow, this is nice. I wish you had more than like 100 views because this is really good stuff. But then she made a video about her divorce, and that shit blew up like 100K, and now it's like almost 1 million. And I'm like, man, you see that? People don't care. Like, they just want to see like the negative side of it, and that's how sometimes it is in the world out there. And that's why, like, I don't know what it is, but people are so obsessed with negative news, and that's why right now with the pandemic going on, people are only focusing on the negative parts. Yes, we have like 1.4 million cases of coronavirus, but how many of those cases are actually recovered? Of course, the news is not going to talk about that. They're going to talk about the negative because negative shit sells. So don't worry about that too much. Another self-care. Sorry, I'm looking at my notes from the convention. Oh yeah, light therapy. Right now it's May, so it's not too bad, but when winter starts kicking around, honestly, I would still advise to get one of these. If you search light therapy, this is the one I get. It's from Dream Egg, and I will link where you can get one of these babies in the description below. It basically is a great lamp. Oh god. And it can get like really, really bright. Oh god, that hurts. Directly it hurts, but winter blues is a real thing, and you have to search something called seasonal depression disorder. I actually have that myself. I live up in the Wisconsin area, and something like this helps me a lot, especially with how there's like no sunlight or anything like that during winter times. So having one of these really helps out. So I advise to get one of those. They're good for light therapy. That's what it's called, light therapy. And it just helps you kind of like relax and feel like you're under the sun and the beach when you close your eyes. And it feels really nice on your, like when you're just relaxing, when it's just above you, not on your face, but just like by you. It honest to God feels like the sun's underneath you, and it feels great. So that's, I would advise to get one of those, especially when you're living during winter times, or you live anywhere where it has winter. Another thing that I advise to get is this program. It's called Attacking Anxiety and Depression. I will also link at the video description below where you can get one of these. It is a little pricey. I did see it on Amazon for like $100 and something. But if you Google it or maybe search it on eBay, you might find like a used one. So I've had this for like 10 years, and it's honestly the best program I've ever had in my life. It's 15 CDs, and you play one each week. And it also comes with a workbook, so you can kind of like look through the workbook each week as well and kind of like work on yourself. It's only like a few pages a week, and you can reflect on it. It's it's an amazing program. I really advise for you to look into it as well. So let me see. One thing I notice when I'm really depressed, especially with I have anxiety, is I can't eat. I cannot eat because I feel like my throat is very swollen and very stuck, and it feels uncomfortable. And I actually feel like I'm gonna throw up if I start to eat solid foods. But I can have drinks and smoothies. Smoothies is a great source of nutrients if you can't eat food. In the meantime, until you can eat food, you can smooth up like greens, vegetables. What I usually do is I buy my fruits and vegetables already that's frozen in packs. So then if like it won't go bad anytime soon, so that's very helpful. Yoga, people talk about yoga and they're just kind of like, ugh, whatever, but it honestly is amazing. A lot of people have told me that yoga has been like a stress reliever. Massages. I personally get a massage once a month because it's a great way to detox myself, and I also get acupuncture about every 4 to 6 months because that also is great. But one thing I advise to get if you really want a nice deep tissue massage, but you don't want to have needles because everybody has their phobias, I understand that. I would go into getting cupping. 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 And you can search it on YouTube. It's basically like it's a round cup, and it's usually. Damn it! My stupid video cut. Now I have to actually edit it and put. Okay, anyway. Cupping. So it's like a big glass, and it's clear, and they kind of like put a little fire in it, but they take it right out. They just basically take the heat from the fire and they put it on your back or your legs, anywhere that hurts, and it like sucks up your skin a little bit. It looks kind of weird because you see like a little your skin rising. It doesn't hurt though. It really doesn't. All it does is just like just stretches your muscles up like this, and they keep all these little cups, maybe like 8 cups or more, depending on what you want, on your back, and they'll keep it on there for about 10 or 15 minutes, and then they remove it, and all your skin like is nice and loose, and then they just massage it, and oh, that's great for depression. Great. Trying to read here. I wanted to advise people that are freaking out during the pandemic. I understand what you're going through. It's scary. You really can't go out. Our lives changing, regardless if you have the virus or not. Our lives are changed. But I want to let you know that just because our lives have changed doesn't mean life has to stop. And keep yourself occupied with a new hobby or something sort of new you can think of, because back then when like the Spanish flu happened, or even when the dead plague, they didn't have the resources that we do now. They were not able to just call anyone they wanted and actually FaceTime them. Nobody was able to watch videos from a different country on YouTube. They didn't have any of that. We have so many limited resources that we can do right now, and we can even purchase things online and straight to our house. And it's wonderful. It's a great tool that we have, so take advantage of it. And I want to let you know that it is okay. The virus itself, it can be serious. But the sad thing is, it doesn't have to be serious. People are just making it much worse than what it is. And it's kind of nasty how there's certain people that have never really truly washed their hands until now. And I'm just like, this is something that's like common sense you learn as a baby. Like, I don't understand how you just not know. Before the pandemic, I've gone to like the bathroom and people coming out of the damn stall after they take a shit, and then they just go to their dinner. I'm just like, bro, just what the hell? That's just sick. And it shows. Now it shows that these nasty asses who don't wash their ass and, and their hands are now realizing, oh, you should wash your hands for 20 seconds? Like, no. Oh, just, no. It's just God. But yeah. And the stuff that's going on right now with people protesting and everything. I don't even want to get into like politics right now, but it's nuts. It's nuts. But you know what? Just sit back, relax, stay in your nice home. You're safe inside, and just laugh at them in the inside. Just feel bad for them, honestly. I don't even know. But last word of advice that I would want to say is, I don't need notes for this. I want to let you know that if anybody is going through depression or a hard time, to know that you are not alone. And I truly know how that feels. And I'm sure you've heard this a million times where people have said, hang in there, it gets better. And it's hard to take that seriously when the person tells you that doesn't go through depression or understand that. But know that I truly understand. Sorry, my camera keeps cutting off on me. But I want to let you know that I truly understand what you go through, and to know that you truly are not alone. Millions of people have depression and anxiety, and I want to let you know that it really does get better. There is a light at the end of the tunnel, and I can't even tell you how many years I've gone through crying, trying to figure my life out. And it took me a very long time to figure it out. I'm 33 now, and I'm still figuring things out. And I feel personally that everybody in life is sort of like a piece of the clock, where if a clock is missing a piece, the whole thing's not going to run. And every single piece matters. And I truly believe that every single person in this life that's born does matter. I feel that every single person has a purpose in life, and without you, this world would not be the same. So I really want to really make that clear, that you do matter in everything that you do, and to not feel afraid to reach out to people. There has been so many times I felt so depressed and so numb that I always felt like a burden. I just couldn't pick up the phone and just be like, hey, I need someone to talk to. And it's hard. Like it's so hard when you're depressed, because when I describe depression, it's like you're screaming at the top of your lungs, but nobody can hear you. And I want to let you know that it takes a lot of courage, and I know it's scary, to call somebody and tell them, hey, I need to talk to somebody. But you can do it. You can definitely do that. And that is the first step, is knowing that you need help. And I think that's about it. I'm not going to get too emotional during this video. I don't want to, so. But I want to say that I love you guys with all my heart, and I'm very, very happy that everyone who's came to JoeyCon was able to enjoy it and just forget about everything that's been going on in the world for at least a weekend. And last word. Oh, if you want to support my channel or my art or what I do, my Patreon is at the bottom. It's this right here, Joey Blonde 2. You can check out my work, and I actually started doing podcasts on there as well. I'm starting to work on motivational podcasts, and we'll see how that goes, but I would like to continue to do them, because I feel that people do need them. And I want to talk about other life lessons, whether it's family, relationships, careers, future, just like little like episodes that I'm doing here and there. So check those out. They'll be in the Patreon. So yeah. And one last funny thing I want to say: since this pandemic and this coronavirus is probably going to go on for some time, I bought myself a brand new mask. Hell yeah! I'm wearing this baby next time I go grocery shopping. I'm thinking about recording it. Maybe. If I don't get arrested, I'll post it up. Alright, see you. Bye.